If you want to save 500 Brazilian reals per month, even though you earn little, the first thing you need to understand is that, to achieve this goal, strategic planning is necessary, as well as a dose of discipline and focus. The first tip to start your journey towards this economy is to understand exactly where your money is going. Often, we don't know where we spend our money because we don't monitor it regularly. This causes expenses to accumulate and, when we realize it, we can no longer control it. To do this, it is essential that you start controlling your expenses. There are several free tools and applications that can help you monitor every dollar spent during the month. Creating a detailed monthly budget will help you identify points of excessive consumption. This includes not only fixed bills, but also those small but frequent expenses that at the end of the month can add up to a large sum. Once you have this clear picture of where you're spending, it's time to take action. Reducing unnecessary expenses is the next step. The good news is that, with small adjustments, you can save considerably. Start by reviewing your daily purchases. Do you really need that coffee on the street every morning? And that extra snack during the day? Small actions, such as avoiding impulse purchases and choosing cheaper products, can generate big savings over time. Furthermore, the most effective plan of action is to reduce fixed monthly costs, such as your energy bill, internet, and even your telephone plan. Looking for cheaper alternatives in these services is a way to ensure that you are not spending more than you need to. Another efficient way to cut costs is to evaluate your monthly subscriptions, such as digital magazines, streaming music and videos, paid apps, and club services. You may not realize it, but these small monthly payments can represent a good part of your expenses. By cutting or replacing these services with free or cheaper options, you will already be taking a big step towards reaching your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month. Furthermore, a great ally for those who want to save money is to adopt a simpler lifestyle. This means that you don't need branded clothes or always keeping up with the latest technology trends to look good. Choose a more conscious consumption, where you only buy what you really need. Before making any purchase, ask yourself if that item is really necessary or if it is just a momentary desire. This type of attitude can have a significant impact on your budget. Another important issue is creating clear financial goals. By setting short, medium, and long-term goals, you'll have a greater purpose that will motivate you to stay focused. Saving money is not an easy task, but with specific and measurable goals, such as save 500 Brazilian reals by the end of the month, you will have more clarity about the steps to follow. Also, don't forget to prioritize paying off debt. If you have credit card debt or loans, the best way to save is to pay off these debts as soon as possible. This is because, every month, interest increases, and the longer it takes to pay them off, the more difficult it will be to get out of this situation. When you manage to pay off your debts, you free up a good part of your budget to be directed towards savings, rather than paying interest. Now that you have greater control over your expenses and are saving more efficiently, it's time to look for sources of extra income. Having additional income will make your journey much easier to reach your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month, even if your salary is not that high. There are several ways to generate extra income. You can become a freelancer in your field, make online sales, give private classes, or even work with transport or delivery apps. The important thing here is to find a way to generate that extra value consistently. An important tip when starting to generate extra income is not to increase your spending on it. The extra money should be used exclusively for savings or paying off debts. This strategy will help you accelerate your savings. The idea is to use the extra income to reach your financial goal more quickly, without increasing your day-to-day expenses. Maintaining consistency and discipline in the use of this money is essential to achieving success. Speaking of savings, the next step to achieving savings of 500 Brazilian reals per month is knowing how to organize your savings and investments. Saving money is a fundamental practice, but it is not enough to simply leave the money in a common account. Traditional savings, for example, have a very low profitability, and your money ends up being eroded by inflation. Investing, on the other hand, can be a great way to increase your wealth. For those just starting out, a safer investment option is fixed income, which offers a higher return than savings and has less risk. Examples of fixed income investments include Tesouro Direto, CDBs, LCIS, and LCAs. If you have a more conservative profile, fixed income can be an excellent option to start increasing your assets. Another tip is to start diversifying your investments. Don't put all your money in one asset, but spread it across different types of investments, such as stocks, real estate funds, and other products that offer higher returns. Remember that diversification helps reduce risk and maximize gains. Before making any decision, it is important to study the types of investment and, if necessary, seek help from a financial advisor. Additionally, it is essential that you create an emergency fund. This fund is a reserve of money to cover unforeseen events, such as a medical emergency or the loss of a job. The emergency fund must be easily accessible, secure, and represent between 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. By having this reserve, you avoid compromising your savings and investments in unexpected situations. To conclude, what you need to understand is that getting started is the most important step. No matter how much you earn or whether you feel like you're starting from scratch, the key is to take the first step and stay consistent. By understanding your expenses, cutting excesses, increasing your income and investing intelligently, you will begin to see your savings capacity grow. The key to a healthy financial life is committing to your goals and being patient, because the results will come over time. Don't give up, persist and have faith that you will reach your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month, and even more, to guarantee a safer and more peaceful financial future. Furthermore, a fundamental mindset to achieve your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month is to adopt a proactive attitude towards your money. This means being actively involved in your finances, making conscious decisions at every moment and adjusting your habits as needed. People often hope that their financial situation will improve on its own, but the truth is that this will only happen when you start making deliberate choices and educating yourself financially. For example, a good practice to increase your savings is to always think long-term. The short-term view can be tempting, like buying something you want now, but if you think about the financial consequences of these choices in the future, it can help you make more balanced decisions. A great trick to resist the temptation to spend is to always ask yourself questions before buying something. Ask yourself if that item is really necessary, or if it is just a momentary desire that you can postpone. Often, by practicing self-reflection before purchasing, you will realize that you don't need that item, and this can free up resources for your savings. Another essential point for saving is having emotional discipline. Controlling impulses and emotions regarding money is one of the biggest difficulties for many people. Avoiding impulse purchases, resisting the temptation to spend more than you can afford, and being patient are fundamental attitudes to succeed in your financial journey. By putting these principles into practice, you will realize that, every day, you're getting closer to your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month. With discipline and focus, you will be able to adjust your habits so that your savings grow consistently and sustainably. Another important strategy that can help you a lot is to create a plan for each spending category. This involves dividing your monthly expenses into specific categories, such as food, transportation, leisure, education, among others. This not only helps you better visualize where your money is going, but it also gives you more control over where you can make cuts or adjustments. For example, if you realize that you are spending too much on food, you can start preparing more meals at home and avoid eating out frequently. If transportation is taking up a large portion of your budget, you can look for more economical alternatives, such as public transportation or carpooling. This type of detailed planning not only helps you save money, but it also allows you to visualize the progress you're making over time. As the months go by, you will see where you are spending less and where you still need to improve, which gives you motivation to keep moving forward. Additionally, good planning also involves being flexible and making adjustments along the way. It may be that, in some months, you won't be able to meet your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals due to unforeseen circumstances, and that's okay. The important thing is not to give up. If one month you are unable to save the desired amount, adjust your strategies for the following month and remain focused on your goal. Remember that consistency is the key to financial success, and this includes both good times and challenging times. Furthermore, creating a habit of periodic financial review is a very effective way to stay on track. This means that, at the end of each month, you should review your budget, see how much you managed to save and where you can still improve. This helps prevent you from deviating from your plan and gives you a clear view of where the areas for improvement are. It's also important to remember that throughout your journey, you will learn new strategies and insights on how to manage your money more effectively. Investing in your financial knowledge is one of the best ways to ensure long-term success. There are several free resources, such as blogs, podcasts, and videos, that teach saving and investing techniques. Additionally, you can also seek professional guidance from financial advisors if you want to further deepen your knowledge and strategies. Over time, you will realize that the habits you are creating are not just about saving 500 Brazilian reals per month, but about creating a solid foundation for a more stable and healthy financial life. Another point to consider is to focus on controlling emotions and financial self-knowledge. Many people tend to go into debt or spend excessively as a way of dealing with stress or anxiety. This is especially common when consumption is used as a form of reward or emotional relief. Having control over these emotions and understanding the financial triggers that lead to these impulsive decisions is an important step for anyone who wants to save and achieve their financial goals. A recommended practice for this is to have moments of reflection, where you question yourself about your purchasing decisions and whether they are really aligned with your long-term goals. Practicing mindfulness, for example, can be very useful in helping you make more conscious and balanced decisions, instead of acting impulsively. Finally, always maintain a positive mindset and focused on your goals. The process of saving money can often seem time-consuming, and it's easy to become unmotivated. But remember, change doesn't happen overnight. With patience, persistence, and small daily actions, you can reach your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month and even more. Stand firm in your decision and, along the way, celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may be. Every dollar saved is a victory towards your financial freedom. And when you reach that goal, use that as a foundation to reach new financial goals. The most important thing is to keep learning, adapting, and making smarter financial decisions over time. As you progress on your savings journey, one thing that becomes even more evident is the importance of staying focused on the long term. Even though saving 500 Brazilian reals per month may seem challenging at first, over time you will realize that every effort is worth it. The key to maintaining this focus is to remember the long-term benefits of having more stable financial health. Imagine what your life would be like if you had a comfortable financial reserve, a robust emergency fund, and the freedom to make financial decisions without the constant fear of not being able to meet your commitments. This is the kind of life you can achieve with discipline and a well-structured financial plan. Furthermore, one of the biggest difficulties for many people when trying to save is dealing with unforeseen events. After all, life doesn't always go according to plan, and we are often surprised by unexpected expenses, such as health problems, home repairs, or even family situations. Therefore, one of the best strategies for those who are saving is to always have a margin of flexibility in their budget. This means that, instead of setting a fixed and rigid amount to save, you can create a savings goal that is adjustable depending on the situation. For example, in months when unforeseen events require greater expense, you can reduce the amount reserved for savings a little and, in calmer months, you can save a little more. This flexibility will help you maintain consistency in the long term, without feeling like you're always on the edge. This doesn't mean that you should abandon your goal of saving 500 Brazilian reals per month, but rather that you should be realistic and allow yourself to make adjustments when necessary. Another aspect that is crucial during the saving process is learning to differentiate wants from needs. Many people spend without realizing it, buying things that they don't actually need, but that they want at that moment. A simple trick to avoid this type of spending is to wait at least 24 hours before making any impulsive purchases. This waiting time will give you space to think better about the real need for the item and, often, you will discover that it is not worth spending money on it. Furthermore, impulse buying is one of the biggest enemies of those who want to save. By giving yourself this time to reflect, you will be making smarter, more conscious financial decisions. At the same time, it's also important to evaluate your larger purchases more strategically. If you need to buy a new electronic item, for example, do a lot of research before making the purchase decision. Consider second-hand options, discounts, promotions, and even the possibility of purchasing older model items, which are usually significantly cheaper. Avoiding going into debt for unnecessary purchases or for items you can live without is one of the most important steps to achieving good financial health. Furthermore, by adopting a more rational and economical approach, you will realize that many of the things you thought were necessary are, in fact, just momentary desires. This change in mentality will be essential for you to be able to save the desired amount of 500 Brazilian reals per month. Of course, as you follow all these steps and strategies, it's normal for you to face moments of doubt and frustration. The journey to saving money is not a straight line. It may be that, in some weeks, you feel that you are not achieving your goal or that the challenges are greater than expected. In these moments, it is important not to get discouraged. Remember that consistency, more than perfection, is what will lead you to positive results. Every time you follow your financial plan, even if imperfectly, you will be one step closer to reaching your goal. Also, try to celebrate the small victories. If, for example, you manage to save 300 Brazilian reals in a month, but your goal was 500 Brazilian reals, see this as an achievement and a learning experience. Each month is an opportunity to adjust and improve your planning. Instead of focusing on what you couldn't do, look at what you've already achieved and use that as motivation for the next month. Another important tip is to invest in your financial education. The more you know about how money works, the better your decisions will be. There are many books, podcasts, videos, and even online courses that can help you better understand how to manage your personal finances, how to invest, and how to make smarter decisions regarding your money. The more knowledge you acquire, the more prepared you will be to deal with financial situations, and the easier it will be to achieve your savings goals. Furthermore, when learning about finance, you will understand concepts such as compound interest, investments, and diversification, which are essential for anyone who wants to have stable and growing financial health. Additionally, creating healthy financial habits is critical to long-term success. Maintaining a routine of reviewing your budget, continuing to look for ways to reduce expenses and save more, and, of course, staying focused on your financial goals will guarantee you a safer and more peaceful future. Creating new habits takes time, but over time, you will realize that saving money will become natural and part of your lifestyle. Instead of seeing the act of saving as an obligation, you will begin to see it as an opportunity to grow financially and achieve the freedom you have always dreamed of. Finally, always remember that the economy is an ongoing process. It's not something you do once and that's it. It's a journey that requires constant effort and adjustments. However, with persistence and a disciplined approach, you will not only be able to save $500 per month, but you will also be able to achieve other, even bigger financial goals in the future. The most important thing is to take the first step and continue striving to improve your financial health every day.